kind of cold today, but nothing outside of normal. Our home here is southern Wisconsin. For the Prairie, we kind of experience spring pretty late, not as late as I guess the northern Prairie in Canada. I was just thinking about the small amount of native plants left here in our city in Janesville. It's very little, although we're lucky we've got some reconstructions. A lot of good people doing a lot of good work, and recently an old homestead property went up for sale, bought by the Humane Society, and that had 4 to 5 acres of prairie remnant, which was awesome. About 200 feet that way, where one of Wisconsin's 3 large prairies began. Right about here was a transition zone of white oak and bur oak and hickory that extended up from the river valley over about a mile that way. So here within the city, there would have been woodland. It's got some bee balm or wild bergamot, Monarda fistulosa growing here. The rest of everything else is just residential, so it's green grass lawns and driveways and asphalt roads. It's a pretty neighborhood, but there's very little biodiversity in the landscape. So, my thought, just by the woodland planting and the prairie planting I've done here on this property, the amount of native habitat inside the city limits of Janesville, maybe it's added another third. What I'm saying is there's so little prairie and woodland left that's still natural and native, that just this one small property is advancing forward quite a step. Natural gardening, or even just native plant gardening in traditional style, symmetrical style, is not for everyone. I know that it's not for everyone. People are not going to like it. They're not going to like the look, or they're not going to like the lack of exotics. You could just go down the street and buy, but some people will like it. And I think, what if one person in every neighborhood decided to go native, plant native? Just one more house likely would double the amount of land area harboring native habitat. And that would be a small step. Native gardening's a unique challenge with high input at first. The beauty output is far and away better than exotic plantings. It's an exacting science, and it's a very subjective art. It is a regional story, or you have a regional palette of plant life to choose from, but it's incredibly hyper local in its variations and its shades. Read up, don't do it wrong, be very tender in your steps, wise in your steps, and intelligent. Let the reward of integrating yourself with the life around you or around us carry you through the process. That fulfillment is more than I can explain in this video, but rewarding. In a very present tense that makes me very happy to be alive in the moment.